Welcome to Revsportz. Today, India takes on Netherlands in their fourth game of the T20 World Cup. Everyone's calling it a low-pressure game, high expectations but low pressure nonetheless. Will there be a different playing 11? Will we see a change in the playing 11 is something that we're here to discuss. I'm Gargi Raut and joining me for the show is Rohit Juglan. We're outside of the Narendra Modi Stadium. And Rohit, I'd like to start with you. Yesterday, Sitanshu Kotak came out. It was not a very interesting press conference as we would expect from someone, say, like Ryan and Doshkate. But at the same time, he did give us a few hints to talk about. One of them was obviously when someone asked him, this is a slightly lower pressure game. It's a dead rubber sort of a situation. India has already qualified. Will we see any experiments here? I don't know about experimentation at this point, but Rohit, do you think it opens up the possibility of Jasprit Bumrah being rested?
I was also thinking on the same part, but then I was thinking of that game also where he missed on Mumbai game, and that's because he was not, well in that particular game. And when he returned in Delhi, we saw that, it took him, different kind of practice sessions. It took him a 45-minute of session, and after that, when he was growing into that session, we came to know that yes, Jasprit Bumrah is completely back. Otherwise, there were a lot of ifs and buts. If Jasprit Bumrah misses a game, there's a lot of fuss around in the media fraternity also that why he's taking so much rest. I remember, speaking to multiple journalists, even not speaking but debating with multiple journalists that why doesn't he deserve a break as far as that England series is concerned, or before that also we've seen that what he did in Australia, what he did in England. So if that game he was part of the Mumbai game, if that was the possible means, if he was fit enough to play that game, then there could be a possibility that yes, he could have missed this one, because as you rightly said, it's a dead rubber. But then there was one very important question from a senior gentleman named Sunandan Lele, and sir has asked a very pertinent question that you have possibly 3 games here. If you talk about the finals also, you include the final, that's 3 games. So this could be the perfect opportunity for Indian team to use it as something which you call dress rehearsal. You want to test the spinners, you want to test the fast bowlers, you want to give rest. You want to change your middle order, lower middle order. You want to shuffle it around. This will be the only opportunity. Yes, you can have an opportunity in the Super 8 also if you win your first 2 games. Then you could have another opportunity in Kolkata. But before that, I think because you have to play a final here, if India qualifies for the final, and we are the favourites, we all know. So from that point of view also, the inclusion of Jasprit Bumrah is quite handy. Something which what I saw yesterday in the practice session is there could be a possibility again, because Kuldeep again sweated a lot, and same with Arshdeep also. Arshdeep bowled a lot, so it's versus Arshdeep and Kuldeep. I think as far as what you said, that change in combination, that could be the only thing which I am considering at this point of time.
Exactly, and if you look at yesterday's practice session as well, Surya Kumar Yadav, Sitanshu Kotak and Gautam Gambhir actually spent a long time near that wicket, and possibly were talking about the playing 11, because Sitanshu Kotak said that we haven't decided the 11 yet. We will see the surface and then decide. It opens up the possibility of maybe bringing in an Arshdeep Singh once again, or resting a Jasprit Bumrah. But it's interesting to think about what will happen, because this is not the dilemma will be, do you go in thinking of this as a dress rehearsal, or do you go in thinking of this as your opportunity to experiment? But the other thing that I want to talk about when it comes to yesterday's practice session, Rohit, was Kuldeep Yadav was obviously the focus, along with Abhishek Sharma, who was looking very, very good. But Kuldeep Yadav, the kind of reaction that we saw from Hardik Pandya and Surya Kumar Yadav after that game. Yesterday he had almost 1 hour long high catching session with T. Dilip
and in multiple phases also. It started with, there was Arshdeep Singh was also there, Varun Chakravarti was part of the fielding
Singh
drill.
was giving him the
the throwdowns and the high catches. But I think if you talk about, look, one thing is very sure as far as this team is concerned. I feel sorry for T. Dilip when someone drop a catch, someone drop a sitter, and the broadcasters, as soon as they drop a catch, the broadcasters will show T. Dilip. It's not fair for the guy, because we all know, Gargi, you were there in Asia Cup, England, everywhere, and we saw him, sweating it out with this Indian cricket team. It's not like that he was sitting in the dugout or doing nothing He even do the throwdowns also.
Yes.
Which is I don't know, is that the part of his KRA also or not? But he was there. I remember him doing that in Australian Test Series. He was very much available there. I remember his one throwdown taking away the middle stump of Virat Kohli even. So he does that also. And when it comes to the fielding practice, there were multiple drills. It's not like that he was doing similar drills in last 1 year.
Correct.
We remember that what he was doing for the Dubai International Stadium, because that's called a ring of fire. And you miss a glimpse of the ball when it was just crossing that ring of fire thing. And so he has his ideas around, and that's what he did yesterday with Kuldeep Yadav also. Multiple things as far as and the most basic thing of knowing the boundary. Because if you have these things in your mind, that where's the boundary, how much I can go back, this changes your angles, this changes your hand positions, hand postures, whether you have to do a reverse cup or a simple one. Multiple things will be in picture. So I think that was a very long session as far as Kuldeep Yadav is concerned. As you rightly said, you covered all that practice session. That 1 hour session was all about from the basics to the very very particular angles and how you can operate. So I think that is one part of Kuldeep Yadav's profile as a player, where he needs to learn a little more as far as catching is concerned, because that could be, means if in a tough position, in a tough game, in a tight situation, it could be defining. So
defining.
That game you won, but you can't drop those catches. And we remember that this team dropped a lot of catches in Asia Cup also, in England also. So that is one part which not only Kuldeep Yadav but the full team has to work on.
Even when you look back on that England series first game, Headingley, five catches dropped, two of them Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Sure.
And we remember
and then from the second match onwards,
he was
you
not
remember
there
he was not in the gully position.
So it tells you, and throughout that series also T. Dilip worked very very hard with the team, but it's somehow that in these pressure situation, maybe that's why they let go of those catches. But that's something that we will talk about. Number 3, I want to talk about Abhishek Sharma. But before that, I want to say, do you still think fielding is a weak link for this Indian team? Or is it just Kuldeep Yadav?
It's becoming, no. It's not only about Kuldeep Yadav, It's becoming a part of this Indian setup that, your best fielders also dropping catches. I don't want to name anyone. Yes, there was a special drill for Kuldeep Yadav. There were a lot of things done with Varun Chakravarti also. But if you say, as I told you earlier, that in Asia Cup there was Abhishek Sharma who dropped a couple of catches. Then there was Hardik Pandya with one drop catch. There was other players also. So it's not about Kuldeep Yadav and Yashasvi Jaiswal, as we gave example of. So there was even Ravindra Jadeja dropped a sitter. So this was not about pointing at a particular player. This is all about this Indian team not performing well as a fielding side. Remember Champions Trophy? They dropped 9 catches in Champions Trophy, most by any team. And after that also they won the Champions Trophy quite convincingly.
I think 12 catches dropped.
I'm not sure of the exact number.
Something like that.
These kind of numbers will give you a proper picture that where exactly this team is lacking. And I'm again saying, after all this, it's not the fault of T. Dilip. He's working really hard with the team. He has all his ideas. It's not like that he's running out of the ideas. He doesn't know what to do. He has the knowledge.
Different drill every time.
Yeah, he has the knowledge of this. He has the angles knowledge, how to put it, across with the players, how to talk with different players, what to do with a Jasprit, Bumrah, to a Hardik Pandya, to a Rinku Singh, to a Kuldeep Yadav. He has his own set of ideas and he does it brilliantly. But what to do if your fielders are not even, catching a easy catch? I'm not talking about diving here and there and picking something like what Surya did in T20 World Cup 2024 or a Vaibhav Suryavanshi in the Under-19 World Cup. So, yes, a weak link, but players has to be more responsible, not the fielding coach.
Correct. And finally, let's talk about Abhishek Sharma. Yesterday, we saw him hitting long sixes. Again, the same Abhishek Sharma has remained. Just because he has 2 ducks in this World Cup doesn't mean that he's out of form or something like that. Even Sitanshu Kotak said that, we are not bothered about Abhishek Sharma or his form or whatsoever. these things happen. It happened to Surya Kumar Yadav for almost a year. He was out of form. He was not able to
More
get
than 25 games.
Yeah, more than 25 games, averaging less than 20. So these things happen. Even though Surya Kumar Yadav was looking so good in the nets,
Yes.
he was just not able to get some runs.
Exactly.
But tonight, do you think this is a good opportunity for Abhishek Sharma to come in and score some runs?
Look, first of all, I don't think that it's the case of him not getting runs is a major problem at this point of time. You know, at this point of time, he is your number one T20 batter. And, you know, multiple questions been asked from Sudhanshu Kotak, as you rightly said. One question from Mr. Sydney that, you know, will you have a word with a batter who failed in this high risk, high risk, high reward game? If suppose a player fails twice, then what will be the conversations like? Will you say that take your time, or will you say that no, back your approach? So he rightly said that, you know, in these kind of scenarios, what we do is respect the conditions, play according to the situation, not by that we said use certain things. No, it's not like that. And the second point is that continuously people were talking about, you know, Mike Hassan saying it, that we have strategy, we have worked certain thing around this particular player, and then the USA team also said the similar thing. So I think overall, if you see, you will definitely came to know that it's buzzing everywhere that, you know, this
Abhishek
is the guy.
Yes.
This is the guy. Yes, Ishan Kishan doing the damage in last couple of games, but at this point of time also, when we are talking the keyword of this T20 World Cup, not from India's point of view, but the World Cup point of view is how can you get Abhishek cheaply? How can you get him out early in the innings? Pakistan succeeds, USA succeeds, but I don't think there's a recipe to that, you know, for the other teams also, that look, bowl, you know, according to the plan, or as we did, and you'll get Abhishek Sharma's wicket. No, it's not like that. He'll be producing a counter plan, and as you rightly said, that he batted for a lot in Colombo also, here also, hit big sixes, and he's looking ready, he's looking prepared. Nothing as far as, you know, any kind of change, or, you know, he was trying to trying to play a different kind of innings. No, nothing like that. So I'm very sure that it's very near. The Abhishek kind of innings is very near.
Correct. And one other answer that Sudhanshu Kotak gave about Abhishek Sharma was when he was asked about Mike Hessan's comment on the fact that he said that we spent 3 days trying to plan how to get Abhishek Sharma out. And Sudhanshu Kotak basically said was, even if they did, the way that he got out was not something that they must have been planned.
Yeah, it happened.
It happened.
It's a coincidence that they were trying something and it happened, but it wasn't something they were actually doing with that over or Salman Ali Agha what he was doing. So yeah, I think the answer made a complete sense. And as I rightly said, as I said here, that, you know, it was more about Abhishek's approach rather than what others were saying about him or what others are playing against him. He was backing himself. He will be backing himself. And as I said, Abhishek kind of innings is around the corner.
Absolutely. Okay, tonight, India versus Netherlands. We will be back ahead of the game at 3 p.m. No, at 12 p.m., at 5 p.m. and of course at 6 p.m. where we start the pre-match build-up. Don't forget to join us then. And in the meanwhile, like, share and subscribe to the channel.